Welcome back, dear learners. Let us continue Ode to Psyche, the third stanza of this poem. I'm just going to explain it to you line by line. Why? Because in the first two videos, I explained you the first and second stanza of the poem. Now, let's start with the third stanza of the poem, my dear learners. Let's see. O brightest thought, too late for antique vows. Here he says that, my dear goddess, for your kind information, now you are too late particularly for that ancient time vows, means oaths. Those worshippers or your worshippers could have taken, provided that you had got your worshippers, you would have got the status of the goddess, but unfortunately you have lost that very particular time. Now he says, see what? Too late, see, repetition of too time, late, too time for the fond, believing liars. So he says that, my dear goddess, for your kind information, I would like to break this sad news upon you that you have lost that time. Now you have very slim possibility of getting the stature of the goddess. Why? Because you are the latest born, and that's why you have lost that time. Now that time is absolutely changed. There was a time Olympians were in power. They were dominating this entire universe everywhere. So provided that you have been born at that time, you would have got the stature of the goddess, and you would have your own temples, your own followers, your own choirs, your own prophets. 1,000 songs would have been made and sung in your own praise, but unfortunately you were born late, and with that you lost your chances. So now you have no chance to be bestowed upon the stature of the goddess, and to get all that the goddess and the gods in the previous time were heaped. So he says what? When holy were the haunted forest boughs, holy the air, the water and the fire. So he says there was a time the religion was not institutionalized. Religion was not organized. There was no organized religion on this very particular planet, like Christianity, like Islam and so many other religions. But that time you have lost. If you had been born at that time, religion was not organized. Possible that you may be worshipped. You must be worshipped. But that time is gone. Why? Because that was the time when people considered fire holy, considered jungle holy, considered water holy, and considered even the plants and trees in the jungle and the forest itself holy. That was the time when just pagan gods and goddesses were worshipped, and there they had their dominance. But unfortunately you were born late, and with that you lost your all possibility. You exhausted all your possibility. So how can I say to you to make you happy for a moment that no, you have chances to get the stature of the goddess, and you will have your own followers? No, you are not going to get that. This is never going to happen. But you just don't need to bother. You don't need to feel sorry for that you missed the chance. But why? Because here I have the solution. Here John Keats comes out with a solution, or comes up with a solution. See, yet even in these days, so far retired. So he said, yes, this time, at present time, after the advent of the Christianity, you can say that maybe he has in his own mind the Christianity, because with the advent of the Christianity, pagan gods and goddesses, they lost their significance and value and position. So he says that you don't need to feel sorry that in this present time, in this present modern world, you are not going to be worshipped. You are not going to get your followers. You are not going to get your songs and your musical instruments, this and that. Why? Because that time is gone, but you don't need to bother. Why? Because I have solution. Since you are my goddess of my own imagination, I will make impossible possible by establishing you as the goddess, and you will have your followers, you will have your song, you will have everything possible that you want. See this. From happy pieties they loosen fam. So he says that if you had been born at that time, there were pagan gods and goddesses, or the Olympians were dominating the world. You had your own fan, means followers. You would have billions of followers to follow you and to make songs in your praise and to sing those songs in your praise and to worship. You must have had your temple. You would have your own just altar. You would have everything, but that time is gone. See, he says, fluttering among the faint Olympians. Olympians since lost their significance and their position, and with that you lost your chances of getting that stature of the God. So now goddess. Now since in this modern world you are not going to get your followers. Why? Because people have chosen their God, chosen their goddess, chosen their religion. So now nobody is going to choose you. Nobody is going to take you as his or her goddess. But don't feel small. Why? Because I have solution. Says, see, I see and sing by own eyes inspired. But since I have seen you, he says, since I have seen you, I have felt you, I have realized about your potential and power. It's talking about somehow the power of the imagination, because this goddess Psyche is none other than the power of the just the power of the imagination of this poet. He is celebrating the power of the imagination. So he says that since you are the power of my own imagination, you just don't need to bother. Why? Because here I am ready to do everything. Why? Because here I have found out a permanent solution to bestow upon you that stature of the goddess. So he says, so let me be thy choir. Choir means that band of singer, group of singer, and make a moan upon the midnight hour. So he says, so accept me as your follower, as your band of singer. Why? Because I will make a song in your praise, and I will sing that song in your praise, particularly to relieve and particularly to entertain you in the midnight hours. He says, thy voice, thy lute, thy pipe, thy incense, from swinged sensitiving. So he says, I'm ready to be your lyre. I'm ready to be your voice, means I'm ready to be your follower. I'm ready to be your musical instrument. I'm ready to do everything possible to feel you better and to give you this kind of a feel that ultimately you have got the stature and status and the position of a goddess. And I will sing for you. I will even I'm ready to become incense sticks for you. I'm ready to burn. I'm ready to burn to give life to you, to give pleasure and comfort to you, my dear goddess, because you are my goddess of imagination. And somehow here you can say that he is glorifying his power of imagination, and in the ruse of his power of imagination, probably he is glorifying and celebrating his own beloved that is fanning round. He says, thy shrine, temple, thy grove, thy garden, thy oracle, thy temple, thy heat of pale mouth prophet dreaming, and I want to become your worshipper, your follower, that very particular follower who takes and chants your name all the time and who has a dream of yours. And that dream of yours inspires this very particular prophet to make prediction relating to the future, relating to you, relating to this, relating to that. So my dear learners, I hope this explanation of mine will help you understand the third stanza of this poem, that is Ode to Psyche. That's it in this video, my dear learners. Very soon I'll see you in the next video.